My name's Tim Phillips. I'm going to be talking about something very exciting. Key to success, often overlooked. Just read the manual. So we've all made purchases before, right? Whether it be a phone, a new appliance, that furniture that comes in a box that you have to put together, right? Maybe a new car. They all come with manuals, and they come with manuals for a reason. These manuals help us show us how to use it, how to put it together, or even how to benefit from its full functionality. Now, I chose this Focus for a reason. It's an electric Focus. I borrowed the one out back one day. I got out there, I turned it on, or at least I thought I did. It makes no sound, so I couldn't get the thing in reverse. Anyway, I had to pull the quick reference guide out to figure out how to get it to move. So how many of us actually read the manuals? Hands? Before we start to play with them? Well, good. I found some statistics that support what most of us probably already know, okay? 64% of men don't even bother to open up the book before they call tech support. Now, there is some good news on this. On the flip side, that number reduces to 24% of women. And that survey is according to geek.com. So, I want to bring this to light for a very important reason. It's not a really exciting topic. But Del Dot is loaded with manuals. I mean, there's 27 just listed on our website, and that doesn't include the many other, the AASHTO manuals, the federal manuals, the finance manuals, all the manuals that I don't even know about. Just an example of a few. And they each have their purpose. I mean, these manuals, basically, they contain the substance of our organization or department. They also keep the department, consistent in everything that we do. But what good are they if no one reads them, right? This room's full of managers, so I'm going to assume most of us have read the manuals, or at least are familiar with the manuals that are pertinent to our positions. But from my experience, many in our workforce are not. They're not even interested in cracking open the manuals, let alone reading them cover to cover. It's so much easier just to ask for the question, for instance, so how does initial expense get paid? Or any of these other questions that I hear often. And it's all of these questions, the answers can be found right in the book. We as managers need to encourage our people to find the answers. To encourage our people to find the answers instead of just feeding it to them. We've all heard the proverb, give a man a fish, feed him for a day. Teach a man to fish, you're going to feed him for a lifetime. I can't tell you how many times I've been asked these questions. Just the other day, I was talking with one of our newer consultant inspectors. He had no clue that his job duties and responsibilities could be found in the construction manual. In fact, he didn't even know there was such a manual. So I mean no disrespect to this individual. He was never introduced to the manual. He had no idea. So we need to do a better job training, and we need to train from the book. I forget what the next slide is. There we go. So knowing the manual and where to find information is a huge and a successful career. With that said, searching the web for keys to success, knowing the actual job, it's not even listed anywhere. Maybe it's assumed, I suppose. But I propose that a huge key to success is to know your stuff, read the manual. So I did read an article about one person who started his career with very limited knowledge about what he was getting into. And when asked the question in the job interview about his experience, he said, you know what? I don't know a lot, but I do know how to open a manual and read and teach myself. And that was Mark Cuban. I'm sure most of you are familiar with him. So that's the kind of people we need. And that's how we need to train. Those that aren't afraid to look it up. Another example from a final inspection, something was found to be incorrect on one of the projects. When we approached the individual about what was wrong on the project, he questioned where we, came up with that spec. Our reply was, well, we printed it out of your contract. Obviously, he wasn't aware, of his contract, and the contract was almost completed. So, a simple call to action: read the manual. We need to encourage our people to become familiar with the abundant resources available to them. That, I believe, is one of your keys to success.